Let's talk about a crisis. It's a massive one, but our sources today argue it's not biological. It's a pandemic of the mind. This is about a collective confusion rooted in fear that's creating a world where we have more stuff than ever before, but somehow feel worse. In this explainer, we're going to break down why this is happening, and more importantly, explore the path to what's called conscious freedom.
I mean, this quote from spiritual leader Sadhguru really hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? It's a huge paradox. We've got all this incredible comfort, all this amazing technology at our fingertips, yet anxiety, stress, and just general misery seem to be at an all-time high. It feels like more people are collapsing from the inside than from any threat on the outside. So what is really going on? Well, our sources give it a name, the mental pandemic, and it's exactly what it says on the slide. This isn't some virus you can catch. It's an internal condition. It's a virus that's moved into the human mind, and it's fueled by two incredibly powerful forces, our own internal fear and the external stories and systems that pressure us. To really get it, we've got to start by looking inward.
Okay, so the first cause of this whole pandemic is this internal conflict, right? It's like a virus that's taken root in our own consciousness, born from a fundamental misunderstanding of who and what we actually are. According to Sadhguru, every single human being has this deep, innate desire to expand, this limitless longing. But here's the trap we all fall into. We try to satisfy that infinite feeling with finite physical things. We chase a bigger paycheck, a fancier title, a different body, thinking that'll be the thing that finally makes us feel whole. The source calls this a constipated existence. It's like trying to fill the ocean one drop at a time. It's a game you just can't win. And this constant, unwinnable struggle leads to a state that the source describes with a very striking metaphor: mental diarrhea. You know what that is, right? It's that nonstop, compulsive, chaotic stream of thoughts that just runs and runs without your permission. It's not just overthinking. It's an uncontrolled and frankly distressing process. But why does it happen? It happens because we make a huge mistake. We start identifying with things that we are not. We start to believe that we are our thoughts. We believe we are our emotions. We believe we are this body. And that mistaken identity creates these endless anxiety loops where our own brilliant intellect literally turns against us. When your happiness completely depends on what's happening on the outside, you're setting yourself up for failure. It makes true happiness, as the source puts it, a remote possibility. So you've got this chaos going on inside. But here's the thing. It doesn't happen in a vacuum. Now we've got to look at the external systems that don't just exist alongside our fear, but actively use it and profit from it. And this brings us to a really crucial question. Is all this inner turmoil just a personal problem that we each have to solve on our own? Or, as our sources suggest, is it actually being systematically weaponized? This is what our sources call narrative coercion. It's basically how society forces certain meanings and systems of control on us that hijack how we see the world. And one of the most powerful and damaging examples of this, according to one of our sources, is found in the world of mental health. They call it coercive psychiatry. And the consequences of that kind of coercion, well, they can be absolutely devastating. Just look at this number, 137x. A major Danish study cited in our sources found that's the increased risk of suicide after someone is forced into a psychiatric hospitalization. 137 times higher. Instead of saving lives, this approach seems to be creating the very conditions for tragedy. It's staggering. And this just perfectly explains the problem. The sources call it an ethical inversion. The core principle of medicine, do no harm, gets completely twisted around to justify what is described as violence against the psyche. It's a system where the so-called cure can be profoundly worse than the disease itself. This slide just lays out the massive disconnect. On the one hand, you have the system's stated goal, to provide care. But then you have the reported reality, citing investigations like the one into Acadia Healthcare, where patients were allegedly lured and detained for profit. The goal is to ensure safety, but the reality is trauma that makes people afraid to ever seek help again. The goal is to save lives, but the outcome is a system correlated with a dramatically higher risk of suicide. It's a complete breakdown of trust and purpose. So we've got this internal problem of mistaken identity and this external problem of coercive systems. It sounds pretty bleak, I know. But the sources are crystal clear. There is a path forward. And it's all about reclaiming our inner sovereignty. The solution isn't some new pill or another external system. According to Sadhguru, the real answer lies in what he calls inner engineering. Think of it like a technology, a kind of user manual for managing your own interior world.
for finally taking conscious control of the most sophisticated piece of machinery on the planet, you. So, how does it work? It's really about a few crucial steps. First, you have to turn your awareness inward. All of our senses, sight, sound, smell, are designed to look outside for survival. But to know yourself, you have to turn that focus inside. From there, you learn to create a little bit of distance. You start to see your thoughts and emotions as things you have, not things you are. And once you have that space, you can begin to consciously create your inner experience, instead of just being a victim of it.
And this is the ultimate takeaway here. What happens outside of you is never, ever 100% in your control. But what happens inside of you, that is 100% your business. Creating a pleasant internal experience in your body, your mind, your emotions, that is your work. And honestly, it's the most important work you can possibly do. So, this brings us to a final, really powerful metaphor from our source material that just perfectly encapsulates this entire idea. It boils everything we've talked about down to a single, fundamental choice that every single one of us has to make.
The human mind, our intellect, it's an incredibly sharp and powerful instrument. It's like a knife. If you know how to handle it, you can perform life-saving surgery, you can carve a beautiful sculpture, you can create something amazing. But if you don't know how to handle it, it just cuts indiscriminately.
And right here, this is the absolute heart of the mental pandemic. We have forgotten that we are the hand that holds the knife. Instead, we have identified with the pain, with the cut itself. We started to believe that we are the wound.
So, I'll leave you with a question that the sources ultimately pose to every one of us. In your own life, right now, in your own mind, which one are you choosing to be? Are you the hand that holds the tool, or are you the one who is being cut by it? The choice, as always, is yours.